One time for the grind and 2 times for your mind. Welcome to the Poker Room, and I'm host Pakman James, and my guest today is Mobile Joe. Mobile Joe, what's going on with you today?
What it do, man? What it do, bro?
Oh, nothing too much, man. Just happy to have you here amongst us at the beautiful Katie and the Cat studio.
Oh, man, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Much love. Now, Mobile Joe, what sparked the idea to start your own mobile business?
Man, frustration with the oil field. Always been on the edge of my time. And at the time, I just had a little girl. And I was actually about to have my little boy whenever I really made my decision. And, man, it got to the point where I would always be on call 24/7. I'd be in church, phone start ringing. Hey, babe, I got to go. We'll be eating at a restaurant. Call me, hey, we need you to go to Anahuac, Texas. You know, and it'd be for stupid stuff like fixing light plants, airlock generators, and so I'm like, man, I'm driving 7 hours just to go do, this right here, and then come back to my family. It's like, man, I just didn't have time. And, like, the schedule was just too much. So I was like, man, I'm about to have a little boy. I want to be involved in my kids' life. Like, I don't want to be that every 2-week dad, come home to your newborn baby, your baby crying because he don't really know you like that. Like, I just didn't want to do that. And one day I just made up my mind. I said, you know what? I stacked my money to where I had enough money to pay bills for I think 4 or 5 months. And I did that, and then I finally made my decision to just quit. And when I quit, it was it was wild. Like, I didn't really just catch Mobile Joe's right then and there. What I started off doing concrete with one of my partners from Sunset. You know Troy Leger?
Yeah, I know Troy. Leger.
Shout out to Troy.
Shout out to Troy.
Troy kept me employed. He kept the bills paid for a little while. And then after that, I ventured off into something else and a couple other things. Then I started building tables, man. I started making pallet furniture and painting and staining and selling them things for $150, like, just to get by. And then one day, I was like, man, I needed it, I need money. So I started doing the oil changes. At the time, I knew about, I was mechanically inclined, but I didn't really know a lot about cars. So I started off changing oil, and then I, graduated changing brakes. And then one day, a dude called me, asked me if I knew how to change a CV axle. I ain't had no idea what that was. So, me, I went to YouTube University, and I checked it out for, a couple hours, and, I figured it out. And then I went and done the job, and it took me about almost half a day to do that job. And once I did it, it was just like, man, mechanic work ain't that bad. So the next thing you know, I started, taking tune-ups, and I started taking, more and more things, lower control arms, full suspension jobs, and it just took off from there. I basically, educated myself while I was actually, doing work.
Okay.
So people didn't know I was, gambling on their car. I didn't really know what I was doing at first, but, I taught myself. But like I said, I always been mechanically inclined. I just never fully focused on vehicles.
Okay, and that came from your father, or there was just something instilled in you? Or like you said, you went to YouTube University.
I mean, I like I said, my dad was a handyman. He knew how to do everything, just weld, fix tractors, fix cars. He went to school for paint, body work, and mechanic work. Worked in the oil field. My dad basically was who I am right now. He did it all, and it just, so if it's already in you, once you put your hands on it, it's just kind of like second nature.
It is. My dad, he was the same way, bro. He tried to teach me all that, and I picked up certain things I liked that he was trying to show me. I would be in the bed early in the morning, and he would be like, son, come outside. I'm dropping the transmission on my Cadillac and about to put a new one in. It's about 35 degrees. I'm like, Pop, I'm a skipper. Now I'm a grown man. I missed that time I had with him because he's deceased, and I missed just not knowing how to do that because it'll save you money, And I think every man should at least know how to do a few things.
Oh, yeah, man, most definitely. It's almost mandatory, bro. If you know how to fix a few things, around your house or in the car, man, you save yourself a world of trouble and a world of money. And let's just, business is grimy sometimes, so you save yourself from getting messed over.
Correct.
If you know a little bit of everything, you're kind of in a safe place, if that makes sense.
Right. It exactly does. It makes a whole lot of sense.
Right.
Now, what's the most frequent question that people ask you when you go to do mechanic work with them?
I don't look like a mechanic. People got the image of mechanic old greasy man, smoke a cigarette, drink a beer type stuff, pull up in a raggedy truck or whatever. And I work on cars in, little short shorts, little athletic shorts and a t-shirt. I got my little dangling earrings and my little hat. So I don't look like I know how to work on a car. I look like I'm there to take your money. And then whenever I do it, and they're like, man, like, it's kind of, it shock people. It's still to this day, because I don't know everybody. So when I meet new customers and they see me, I'm like, this young dude, you sure you know what you're doing? I used to take it as disrespect, but like now it's just like, man, people just, mechanics don't really have the best reputation, especially mobile mechanics. The people known for pulling up and not coming back, or, starting a job and then not finishing it. So my integrity is what like really blew my name up. Like I really take pride in what I do.
Correct. I see it.
Right.
You definitely do take pride in what you do. You do some awesome work, my brother.
Appreciate that, man.
Well, speaking about taking people's money, what's like the biggest thing or the most common thing that people bring their car in that like you take their money, you do the job, but you shake their head like everyone should know how to do this? Is it changing oil? Like what is the thing that everyone should know how to do, but they still pay a mechanic to do it because they either don't or just out of convenience?
Plug a tire, man. I feel like that's disrespectful. Like, man, they be like, how much? They be like, how much I owe you, boss, man? I be like, bro, I'm ashamed to tell you, like, man, like, bro, like you could have just did this. They sell the kit in the dollar store like for $5. You can buy an electric air pump anywhere, and like anything dealing with tires, like I feel like that's just I shouldn't be doing that, especially if there's a man present. Woman, I give you, a pass, but a man, like. One thing I really like, one of my biggest pet peeves is whenever I pull up to a customer and there's a male present, but he's not telling me what's the problem. Like, dude sitting in the passenger seat playing on his phone while the girl's out the car explaining to me or trying to explain to me what's going on with the car. I just feel like that's very disrespectful, and that's just degrading to being a man. Like,
it is.
Like,
it is.
It's like, come on, brother. Like, if you don't know how to do it, at least pay for it, or at least, put your foot forward and be like, hey, look, babe, I'm gonna talk to him, like, what's going on with your car, and try to relay the message. But I don't know, bro. That's a whole different topic. I can go on and on for days about that.
Please do.
Oh, man.
But we're going to switch the topic.
I'm about to say, man, bro, I can go deep, man.
Now, to you, what was the most tedious job you had to do as a mechanic?
Man, tedious. All of them, man. Every part on a car, bro, is there for a reason. And I'm one of those OCD people, so if I do something, I don't want a bolt, a zip tie, a screw. I don't want nothing left. I'm not throwing nothing in my toolbox and taking it home. Like, if it's on a car, it's there for a reason. It has a specific function. So I feel like every job is tedious, Brakes, there's a certain way to do brakes. There's a certain way to take off a starter. There's a certain way to put on a starter, like there's a certain procedure you take to, change all. Like, it's just a proper procedure to do everything. And once again, I say that's probably why I'm a reputable mechanic, because I actually take my time with everything.
That's true.
So there's really no job that I say is more important than the next.
Right.
Right.
Now, everybody know you. They know you as Mobile Joe. The mobile thing is quite new to some people who don't know.
Yeah.
But you're an outdoorsman.
Oh, yeah.
How much fun you have, hunting these hogs and frog hunting and rabbit hunting.
Bro, that's what I work for. Like, that's what I work for. Like, I work to earn my leisure, my free time. Like, if I, like I explained, like, if I work till 12, 1 o'clock at night, because sometimes people, you might see me on Instagram, like, dang, that dude posting mechanic work at 1 o'clock in the morning. You could bet your money I'm going fishing, hunting, or I'm going to do something the next day. So, like, that's what I believe in. Like, I earn my free time. Like, in my free time, I love to be outdoors. I love water, love the woods. I love catching stuff. I love processing things. I ain't going to just say killing, but I love processing things, to catch, clean, and cooks. It's just, man, I don't know, man, it's just fulfilling. You just imagine, you train some dogs from puppies. And it's like putting together a football play. You train some dogs to do a job. Then you finally got them where you want them, and you bring them to the woods, and then boom, they do the job, and now you get to harvest. So now you walking across a swamp, through briars, through everything you could name, crossing bayous, swimming bayous, with a hog on your back or dragging it. And then you finally get to your truck, and it's like, man, I'm about to feed some people with this. And you take it home, you process it, you make sausage, you make, steaks, you make ribs, you make all kind of stuff with it, pulled pork. And then it's like, man, like I really seen the whole process through. Like I trained the dogs to do the job. They did the job. Then I got, reap the benefits of the harvest. You know, and I feed like a lot of people with these hogs, man. I don't eat a lot of it.
Right. My sister said you was her next door neighbor and used to give her fish all the time.
Man, yeah, dude, man, I got a little family, man. My girl probably 120 pounds soaking wet. She don't eat all that, and I got 2 small kids. So when I catch a lot, I disperse it, man. My mama and them, you know, like my daddy, because he's retired. He got friends that's retired veterans and stuff like that. So I just share the wealth. That way I don't feel like I'm wasting nothing.
Right. Because I hate to waste food, too. That's how we was raised. Don't waste nothing.
Man, you got whipped for wasting food.
Yeah. And you didn't get your soft drink till after you ate.
Oh, what, man? Cotton mouth like everything.
Yeah, that's like so many of our like Louisiana staples of food comes from the premise of don't throw away anything, right?
Most definitely.
Now, salts or freshwater?
I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I like salt.
Yeah.
Salt water, I like to catch big stuff, big dangerous stuff.
Like, have you like been like out in the Gulf? Done any of that before? I've always wanted to go on a charter trip. My family's got a fishing camp in Mississippi, but never that big
go
of
close
water.
to the Gulf, man. Like, I got a little 14-foot boat that I put in some places I probably shouldn't go. But I'm an adrenaline junkie.
You searching for reds?
Oh, man, redfish, bro. Check my Instagram.
All right.
Redfish, alligator gar, specks, you name it, I'm fishing it. You know, and it's fun.
What's the biggest alligator gar, bass, and sockeye you ever caught?
Sockeye, I don't know. That's numbers. That's my numbers fish.
Right, I see you.
But I know
shout
out to my partner Chad Petrie, bro. He was my old boss at Frank's, but he showed me how to fish sockeye real good. I was always good. I ain't gonna take that from myself. But Chad Petrie showed me how to really whip him. And I think the most I ever caught was 117 sockeye. Bass, I caught a 7 pound and I don't remember how many ounces bass before.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, and it was in my dad's pond. I got a picture of it on Instagram. It was in my dad's pond. I caught my biggest bass in there. And alligator gar.
Catfish also.
Catfish. You know Fred, man.
Meal?
Yeah. It's my boy. Put me on. Shout out to Fred. Fred put me on the big garfish, man. I actually caught my biggest one with him. It was like I think 6 something or 7 foot long, but it was the biggest one I ever seen.
At Raymond?
Nah, we caught that over there in Melville somewhere.
That's kind of close to it by Sherburne. Is that Big Alabama? That's not Big Alabama.
Man, I couldn't tell you, man. Fred just bring you.
He knows some good holes.
Man, that dude been around, bro.
Yeah, Fred knows some good holes.
Shout out to him, bro. He put me on the big fish thing.
Big up Fred.
Yeah, and catfish wise, I caught one that was 28 pounds on a jug line. I wasn't on a rod and reel.
Okay. Now, you don't want to speak on this subject, but I have to ask you.
What's up?
How many dogs you lost chasing them old nasty ass hogs? Pardon my French.
Man, shout out to Moss, man. Like Moss, bro. I remember one time Moss went missing. He got off the chain, bro. I had almost the whole South Louisiana looking for this dog because they knew I always posted this dog, bro. And I lost him. I lost him in the hog hunting game, and I ain't even lose him to a hog. That's what really hurt me. But that was my best dog. I don't think I'll ever get another dog with him because we had a chemistry, bro. Like it was crazy, man. We'll go to some woods and they ain't had no hogs, and I'll be like, man, come on, Miles, man. Like, come on, bro. Like I would talk to him like my son. Like, come on, bro. I need a hog. And that sucker wag his tail. I touch on him and he just shoot out. Next thing you know, I'm looking at the GPS. Oh, Miles treed 800 yards. Yeah, man, get that. He taking a whipping by himself. But he ain't let go, and he wasn't even a pit bull. It just, the dog wanted to please me so bad because we just had that connection. And bro, R.I.P. to him, but that was my best dog, greatest dog I ever lost to hog hunting, in the game. Ike was another one I lost. I lost him too soon. He was a dog I trained. That's the one I got from Drew. And he was the one I trained up, and he was turning out to be a hell of a dog, bro.
What makes pit bulls good for hunting hogs specifically?
Heart, but not all pit bulls. Like I don't despise them, but like I don't really like using any bully breeds for hog hunting because it's a show dog. They big, they bulky. It's hard to carry on a 4-wheeler. If they get cut, it's carrying an 80-pound dog out the woods. Just ain't my favorite thing to do. I love game dogs, man.
Yeah, AKC 88 BA bloodline.
Man, a 45-pound dog. Yeah. All I just need you to hold on, bro. Daddy coming.
Right.
You ain't got to fight it. You ain't got to wrestle it, nothing. Little dog. I like my dogs about 35 to about 50 pounds at the most, to where they just grab the ear and just stay there.
That's a true pit bull.
Oh, a true pit bull. True. Game dog.
So walk us through the process of hunting hogs, like with the pit bull. Yeah, I guess like getting out there and to the shoot.
So, all right, let me see if I can break it down. So, hog hunting wise, like, okay, your pit bull is your catch dog. And you got Catahoulas, plot hounds, walker hounds. That's all your cur dogs. That's your dogs in your hounds. They go find a hog. So dogs got jobs. It's like playing football. Everybody got a specific job to make the actual play to score. So you got a GPS tracking system. You got a collar on the pit bull. You got in case the hog break and the pit bull go, because the pit bull got some hunt to them, but that's just not their job. So you turn loose the cur dogs. They go out in the woods. Sometimes they go 300 yards, find a pig. Sometimes they go a mile and find a pig. But when they find it, your GPS will tell you treed. So when it says treed, then you walk with the pit bull on a leash till you get about 100 yards or maybe 40, 50 yards or to where you can see the hog, and you turn the pit bull loose. So once you turn the pit bull loose and it's caught and everything break loose, like all hell break loose, like water flying, mud, blood flying, dogs yapping, like it goes crazy when you turn the pit bull loose. And you gotta it's a time frame, like don't let your dogs down. Like they doing it for you, so you gotta get in there. Like the longer you wait, dogs is taking a beating because hogs got 3-inch tusks. And they literally are like razor sharp. So you got to get in there and leg the hog, tie it up if you're going to tie it with mule tape or hobbles, or you stab the hog under the shoulder as if you were taking a broadside shot.
So that's how you take them out, is stabbing typically?
Yeah, I don't shoot them. I do it every now and then, but my thing is just knifing dogs.
Yeah, you don't want the lead in the meat.
Nah, I'm an adrenaline junkie, man. Like once you shoot
real
something,
hunting.
it's just dead. Like when you shoot it, it's over with. You go catch it and you tie it up and you bring it back alive and it's like, man, I did that. Or, you kill it with your bare hands and a knife. It's like, man, I did that. It's more accomplishment to me. I'm not biased against people shooting hogs, but I just feel like for me and my sense of accomplishment, I'd rather stab them or tie them up and bring them out alive.
Now, could you bow hunt a hog?
Man, yeah, most definitely. I'm always going for the action. So I got this thing called a sling bow.
Okay.
And it's basically a slingshot that shoot arrows.
Okay.
So basically what I want to do is, and probably be in the summertime whenever all the deer hunters get out of the woods, but I'm going to set up a little, feed area, and I'm going to take a hog with my sling bow, just because it's something different. It's out the box.
Okay. Now, we in South Louisiana. Is that a domesticated hog that was let free years ago, or is it wild? Was it boars?
It in a certain sense, yeah. It don't, like, I forgot how long it takes for a hog to turn feral, but like if you turn loose a domesticated hog, yes, it would turn feral eventually. But most of these hogs are piney wood rooters. You might have a little bit of Arkansas Razorback in there, but you get more of that whenever you go up north, like to like Monroe and all that stuff. But right here, we got a bunch of piney wood.
They're invasive in Texas, huh?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Man, I hunt hogs in Karen Crew.
Really?
Yes. Man, I hunt hogs everywhere, man. Like people think I travel far to do stuff like them big fish and stuff. I ain't gonna leak the spots, but man, just know, man.
I was hoping.
I put $10. I'm there.
You ever seen this, Pakman? This type of hog hunting where they're in a helicopter and an AR?
Yeah, I seen it. That's in Texas. They pay you to do it.
I wouldn't mind doing that, but man, that's a lot of meat wasted, man. Like,
yeah, good Lord. It looks just like, speaking of the adrenaline part, that just looks like adrenaline heavy.
It is adrenaline fun.
Oh yeah, I can't knock it. That kind of hunting, I do it and have fun with it.
Now, let me ask you this. Where I'm from, in my backyard by my house, they have a hog farm. And their slogan is, we have grass-fed hogs. What's the difference between a grass-fed hog and a wild hog? Is the meat different? Is the meat tender?
Well, grass-fed hogs basically is along the lines of a wild hog. Like they basically saying it's for more fed natural and not a grain-fed hog.
Okay.
So basically they feeding it like natural things, like let me see. I know some people feed barley. Barley is very good for livestock and stuff like that. But just more, just think about natural. Anything natural. Like hogs eat acorns, nuts, roots, stuff like that. So buying a grass-fed hog is better than buying one, from the store that comes from a processing plant, because the way they grow those hogs is it's not the best way. Right.
Now, you've been in all types of woods. You ever seen a hog in the woods and be like, man, I got to come on my A game. This is a big one. Yeah. I got to take him out, because if I don't, he's going to take me out.
Man, I posted one on my Instagram story, bro, the other day. I got a trail camera that go to my phone, and, bro, this hog looked like somebody been feeding it steroids. Like, And that's what's on my eye right now. Like that's first hog. Like I'm like, man, that thing gonna bring some pressure whenever I get up on him. Like I'm actually thinking about like, cause I ain't got the dogs I used to have. I'm in the process of training right now. I'm actually thinking about taking that hog like I did the other night with the night vision.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting rid of him because he gonna ruin my whole pack.
Real. You process your own meat after you kill a hog? Do you smoke some of the hog?
Man, look, shout out to Rasta, man.
Shout out Rasta. Shout out on.
So yeah, man, my stepdaddy smoke everything for me, bro. Like, but I can do it, but it means Rasta, man. It's the barbecue man. But I make my own sausage. I got meat sauce. I got meat grinder and all that. This year I'm actually gonna try to make my own boudin. Wish me luck on that one. But yeah, man, I process everything myself. I don't pay nobody to clean nothing for me.
So every wild game season, you should have duck, hog, deer.
Man. This year, man, I was slacking. It's because of the business, man. Like the business just is booming, and I couldn't really take off too much to go to the deer hunt lease and kill some deer. I could have did it locally, but I don't like shooting high-powered rifles around my local spots because they got houses.
Okay.
But I mean, I ain't really killed no deer. I ain't killed no deer this year, but I done harvest hog, squirrel, rabbit, ducks. What else? I had a good season with the frogs this year. Turtles, but not alligator snapper turtles. That's my babies. That's my favorite. I raised them. But
I seen you went viral with one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Like that's my favorite animal. Been like that since I was a kid.
How old was that turtle?
Man, I'd say between 60 and 80 years old. Between 60 and 80.
For real. Older than all of us. Turtles live a long life.
Man, they live a long life because they don't move fast. They slow to go. They wait for their food to come to them. They mind their business. I want to live like a turtle.
Right. Turtle always win the race.
Oh, man, yeah, slow and steady. Slow and steady.
So I never been hunting, but not because of like lack of choice, just I guess lack of opportunities. My family's got a fishing camp, and so fishing's always been a part of my life. But for those who are like interested in hunting and whatnot, like how do you get into that without access to like a lease or without knowing somebody? Can someone do it by themselves with like a little budget at all, or like how does one get into deer hunting especially?
Man, deer hunting, bro. Sherburne, Thistleway, like they got all these wildlife management places where you can go.
Sherburne is the spot. Yeah, definitely got to go, Carter.
You don't know. I mean, if you don't have any leases, public land is the way to go. Public land is just they got a lot of rules. You can't bait. And you really got to go deep because anywhere you think you're gonna go, you sit up in a tree, you jack up in a tree 100 yards off the road. About 6 o'clock come, you see flashlights coming in the woods. It's like somebody coming by you. So it's like you really got to go deep when you're hunting public land. And I think that's where a lot of people like kind of stray away from. Because I've been in Sherburne and got turned around a couple times and it ain't fun.
You never went all the way to the back? Where they got the little bridge where everybody fishes at? There's a little bridge, like a little waterway in the front. You're riding a levee. You come over, there's a little bridge, and then you go all the way to the back past the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
They got the crawfish to the left.
Listen what I'm telling you. We went deep in that thing, bro. deep in that thing. It's like, yeah, bro, public land is fun, but you got to go where nobody can go if you really want to kill something worth looking at.
Now, them pesky raccoons, I see you kill a few of them and you catch them. And I noticed on one of your posts, you was barbecuing one. How it tastes? I never had a raccoon. I know a lot of people that tasted it and they tell you things about it. But from your experience, firsthand, how does barbecue raccoon taste?
Well, I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but anything I put my hands on, bro, is finger licking good, bro. Because you take time to marinate it. You got to pull all the glands out. I heard that. And like, I do this thing with wild game, and I tell everybody, but I do this thing with wild game. Like, when I kill something, I'll soak it in ice and vinegar. And just like, once the ice melt, I'll drain the water and do the same process until I basically got all the blood out the meat. And then once I do that, then I'll vacuum seal it or freeze it in ice water. That way it preserves it so it don't get freezer burnt.
Right.
So I basically I just drain the blood out of it. Like wild anything gamey, I just do the little blood draining process and it'd be A1 after that.
Already. Now we're in 2023 and the cost of food is through the roof. What's the importance of catching your own food and growing your own food in this day and age?
Very important, highly important. Like the way they can just like take things away from us, like food stamps, or they can just, the economy crash and everything just go to, shit, excuse my language. It's like, what you gonna do? If you depend on the store, for everything, it's like, what are you gonna do if you have no skill? So I feel like, everybody should at least know, have a green thumb and at least know how to trap, hunt, and fish. Because as a man of the house, you're a leader. So if they close the grocery stores and you don't know how to do none of those things, how you gonna provide for your family?
That's true.
So it's very important. I ain't saying you got to be crazy about it like me, but I'm saying at the least make it a part of your extracurricular activities to where you kind of know something in case some things happen.
Right.
Because think about it. If the economy crashes and you don't know nothing about hunting, fishing, or growing things, then you got to come pay somebody like me.
That's true.
And I could charge whatever I want. Is either pay me or your family going to starve? Nah, I'm not that type of person. But they got people out there like that. You know?
And you want to know what's being put in your body.
You see that? You see this, Pakman?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, man. Hey, look, I undressed one real quick, bro.
Real quick?
Oh, what?
Yeah, he's so fast with it. I was just watching it.
Man, I've been doing this for 11 years, man.
Is there a particular like best part of the hog, like a cow, or has?
Yeah, I call it the inside loin meat. It's 2 strips of meat about 8 inches long, but bruh, the best. Everybody want the back street. I want the inside loin meat.
Okay. Now, like I said, with the grocery stores, you don't really know if your food's fresh or anything.
No.
So at that point, to me, you would want to catch and grow your own food.
I mean, you know where it come from. It's like, it's plain as day. Like when I kill that hog, I know what he was eating. I fed him all week. I watched him on camera. He might have ate a little dead raccoon or something like that, but I mean, it's natural. That's what happened. He was in the woods. But like in the store, man, bro, you don't know what they fed that. Then like I watched the video, a processing video, like, and it just like really like disgusted me, like how they grow these hogs. I'm not about to say it, but it's just like, nah, bro, I can't believe I've been eating that. Then not to mention the chemicals, like they put arsenic in some of the meats, for, longer shelf life. So it's like, man, if they put that in there, what you think we do when we cook it? It's in us too.
And what is it called?
Arsenic. Like they got all kind of stuff for longer shelf life. Like for instance, when I kill these pigs, these rabbits, raccoons, I ain't never seen no bright red meat.
Okay, that's true.
Never in my life. Like you can't tell me that meat in the store is supposed to be that bright and pretty.
That's true.
Like I just don't see it, man. I don't see it, bro. So and it didn't start making sense to me until I started paying attention to my body. But man, I do feel like, man, people need to really start like watching what they eat.
Yeah, I would never do it because I love meat so much. But when I watch a video like that, like I want it. Like I'm a vegetarian for like a day. Until I need meat. But like, yeah, you see that shit, and you're like, God, that's in the food that I'm eating. Like, ugh.
And then after that, you take a bite of that Whopper, and you just like, I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. Here I am.
But you can feel it. You can feel it on your body, man. When you're eating things that's not good for your temple, because you only got one temple, you can feel it.
You can feel it, man. Like I told sluggish. You, like just taking the sea moss and just watching what I eat, and being mindful of what I eat, man. Like I feel different. Like I can't tell you the last time I ate McDonald's. That used to be a part of my daily diet when I was in high school. Hot and spicy Sprite with a little small fry. That was it. That was a way of life. And it's like, nah, man, I can't stomach that stuff. That stuff sent me straight to the bathroom.
Me too, man. And it's funny you spoke on that because I try to tell my kids, nieces and nephews, McDonald's food fake.
Oh,
baby. Y'all Google it. Y'all Google it. Look at the fries. The hamburger lives for 3 months.
Longer than that too in some videos. Like, man, it is what it is. Everything about money, man. Production. Think about chicken. If they naturally grew chickens, we have a food shortage because we eat chicken too fast. So they gotta grow them fast. They gotta pump them up full of steroids and everything. They gotta get it out there. Even with produce, they gotta mass grow in these facilities with all these chemicals because it'll be a food shortage. It's too many people.
It's funny you said that because I watched a segment the other day and it says there's too much people for the world and a lot of species are becoming extinct, and we're gonna have a big change that hasn't happened since the dinosaurs. What you think about that?
And I live my life 24 hours at a time, bro. When it come, it come. If it don't, it don't.
But do you believe in it?
I believe in God.
Do you believe we're exhausting all the resources of the world?
I believe people messing with stuff they shouldn't mess with.
I agree with you.
Like that's bottom line, man. Like people just need to let life be. You know, like they always trying to make a faster way to do something or a better way to do something. Like it don't matter. Like what you need to do it faster for, it's gonna happen. You know, what you need to do it better for, it was already good enough. So I feel like if people wouldn't meddle so much with things, like world be a better place. And that's with, you know, actual the weather, with the atmosphere, with people in general. Mind your business.
That's true.
Everything got to function, bro. Everything got to function. You know, they say if the bees die, we die. Why? Because the bees pollinate the flowers. You know, it's like everything got a purpose.
That's true.
So what you gonna do? Now y'all gonna try to create what? Fake bees? Because the bees going extinct? No. Whatever y'all doing to kill the bees, stop doing that.
Correct.
But you got a subdivision just about on every patch of land. They clearing land left and right. So the bees got, you know, they destroying habitats. You know, you destroying habitats. As you destroy habitats, you take jobs away from certain animals. And when you do that, they die.
That's true. Now, since you're an outdoorsman, what's your favorite firearm to use? Because everybody got their own firearms that they like specifically.
22 Magnum.
Why that one?
Deadly. It's I don't know, it's just a deadly weapon, man. I done killed some things with that caliber, and I'm so accurate with it. Like it just feels at home in my hand. I don't like 9s, I don't like 45s, I don't like semi-automatics. And I actually got rid of the semi-automatic weapon thing a while back before I got into the outdoor stuff. I kinda wanted to be in the streets, but I had a bad temper. And I knew jail wasn't my thing, so I stopped messing with semi-automatic weapons because it didn't take much time for you to just make something happen with that, you know? Hammer, cock, boom, 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 boom. With that revolver, you got to pull that thing, cock that hammer back, and think about where you about to put that bullet.
Like one of these?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I love them all.
I like the little small one the mouse is on.
Man, I had a
Derringer.
Man,
I love it.
Hey, look,
classic gun.
Any revolver is my favorite. I love them all. But I just love the weapon.
Now let me ask you this: does extreme pressure still exist?
What you mean by that?
Extreme pressure. It was your first business, one of your first businesses, where you was pressure washing. You had a pressure washing company.
Oh, you talking about the business? I thought you were talking about extreme pressure. I'm like, man, I ain't scared of nothing. The only thing I'm scared of is time because I don't know how much I got left. But extreme pressure, nah, man. That Mobile Joe's and took over everything. I don't make tables no more. A lot of my old hustles, I just ain't got time for it. There's too many cars that break down.
Right, every day. Is there any new apparel releasing under Live brand?
Oh, yeah?
Live?
No, man. I kind of did away with that a long time ago. Now I'm basically focused on the wild guy thing and the wild girl thing. And it's really for the kids, you know, like I got a bunch of kids that watch my TikTok, and so I just made the merch just for them.
I liked it. I liked the meaning behind it and everything, the concept.
Live?
Yeah, I like to live.
Yeah, I live with just, man, it was some good stuff, bro, but at the time I was young. I ain't had the money or, you know, the backup to kind of really mass produce it and actually make it something. But I really do think it could have did numbers if I would have stuck with it.
It would be nice to relaunch it.
You know what, bro? I'm going to consider it.
Please do.
Consider it.
Because what you do and the apparel, just live.
Man, how you even know about that?
Well, I do my homework, bro.
Man, all right, bro, but that's a long time ago.
Well, I got to start from the beginning. Hopefully you can put this in your time capsule, man. Show it to your kids.
Oh, man, that's what Instagram and all my social media is a scrapbook, man. I don't be caring about no likes or nothing like that. That's just so I can go back and look at it.
Right.
I don't even be watching, like, I hate to say it, but I don't even be watching people Instagrams. Like, I watch my own story all over. Like, if I did something throughout the day, I just be looking at myself like, how you find time to do all that? You was with the kids in the morning, ate lunch with the wifey, then you went hunting, then you went fix some cars, then you back door and you got permission to go hunting that night, so you went hunting. It's like, man, I just love myself, man. Right. I'm an extraordinary dude in my own eyes.
Yes, sir. You are. And you wear mini jackets.
Oh, man.
Mini jackets.
I broke that down the other day, man. Like, Jay. You know Jay, man. That's the little kid, you know, Casey and little brother in Sunset, you know, running around with the chickens. And you got Smiley, the music man, the funny dude, cool dude. And you got Joe Nasty. That's a whole different dude.
Yeah, I remember Joe Nasty.
And then you got Mobile Joe. Like, my name whole weight in so many different avenues, man. And I'm like, I ain't got a bad name nowhere.
No, you don't.
No, man, because I had integrity in everything I did. I wanted to do it right. I wanted to be the best. Even when I was being bad, I was the best at being bad.
Well, let's introduce the people to Smiley, the recording artist. You know, because when it hits you, you make classical music, bro. And I want to tell you that you make some heartfelt music. Every song that I went check out is heartfelt, and it touches me. It's just not microwavable or popcorn music.
Right.
And you released a song recently about, was it your proposal song?
Yeah, man, I proposed to my girl with that song.
Man, I love it, man. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man, that was like probably my best work, bro. And it was an interlude. Like, it wasn't really a whole full song. It turned out to be 2 minutes and some change. I was like, it's long enough.
Oh yeah, it's long enough.
I like, man, look, I need that for 12 o'clock midnight. Like, I need it. That for New Year's, like, I need it. Shit, cuz went to work, sent me that thing. I played it on the aux loud as it could, and I just went with my move. Got my knee dirty.
What's next for Mobile Joe?
A lot, man. Like, I plan on taking music a little bit more serious, making more music to put out there, because I feel like I've been sleeping on myself with that, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people say that about themselves, but I feel like I'm sleeping on myself. Why? Because I'm really good at music, but I get discouraged fast with music because I'm so wrapped up into my priorities. And, when you're doing music, you kind of need a team. Doing it by yourself with shooting videos, recording studios, getting beats, leasing beats and all that, it's just a lot of money involved. And yeah, I make it, but I got priorities, man. I got a family. I can't dump all my money in studio time and, video shoots and photo shoots and stuff like that. But like, I'm looking at, I could put out the material though. I could put out music. That's what I can do. This dude finding everything.
Oh well, we got it, man. We want the people to know. We want the people to know Mobile Joe, Smiley,
yeah, man, Smiley, brother.
Nasty Joe he's gone. He's dead. He's not coming back.
I ain't resurrecting none of that, man. I want a positive image. Like I told my dad the other day. I said, man, my first 30, because I just turned 30 years old, January the 6th.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you, bro. My first 30, it was a hell of a ride. And my second 30, I want it to be nice, man. I want to be a good person. I want to do a lot of things right. I want to, I ain't going to get it perfect, but I just want to live my next 30, solid, well-rounded man, because I didn't realize, but I got a lot of people that look at me and look up to me.
Right. They do.
Unknowingly. That's why I kind of like dumb it down, because I like my partner's kids watch my TikTok. My partner's kids follow me on Instagram, so I kind of got to dumb it down with how I talk, because I'm a free spirit.
Right.
Say what come to my mind, but what come to my mind not always, it's not kid friendly.
Right.
So I kind of had to like dumb it down with some things that I do on the internet and stuff like that, clowning jokingly, for adults. But my partner, like I said, my partner's kids watch my TikTok, they follow my Instagram, so I got to kind of be that role model. And not just that, I got a son and a daughter.
Right. And you're a positive role model, and it takes a village to raise a family.
Right. And so I wouldn't want my kids watching my homies, doing stuff like that or saying stuff like that I wouldn't want them to hear. So it's like, kind of got to censor myself on these social media platforms. Sometimes you get beside yourself and get caught up in the algorithm of just, posting whatever, doing whatever, being funny and whatever. And like, some things just ain't funny.
Right. The kids are our future.
Yeah, exactly. The youth is who shapes our future. So all these kids that's looking at me, it looks good to them because like I'm somebody that look like them. And they're like, man, he used to be on the hood on the corner, but like now he got, a family, he got a business, he be hunting and fishing. I want to be like him. So it's, I want to be more of a positive role model.
You definitely are, my brother.
I'm trying, bro.
You're doing it. You're not trying.
I'm trying, bro.
So,
effort, man. Everyday effort.
So this is probably the best time in human history to ever be alive, which is access to AC, medicine, as far as that, right. So we're spoiled. And because of this thing, you have kids who are finding you and like, that's a nice influence to look up to. But because this generation, I mean, I'm a part of it. We're all kind of part of it. But, I feel like they're pretty coddled and they don't know basic skills. So how do you, as like, I guess, a content creator in a sense and trying to show these skills, but how do we get the next generation to kind of get back to more of our, I guess, lack of a better word, primal ability than just to be able to live off the land or support yourself or just simply change a tire? Like, how do we implement those mindsets into the next generation?
Fathers being present at home, bro. Time. We was in church and man, and it broke down how important it was for a father to be present. You got to be a leader, man. Like that's bottom line. Like, you know, a father's opinion to a daughter is more important than the mother. You know, a lot of little boys go through depression and you know, porn addictions because of lack of attention from their father. Like it's real deep facts behind this stuff.
That's true.
Man. Like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
man.
it's true.
You know, like bro, I'm telling you, I know I got a lot of information in this little head, but time, bro. We gotta restore the role of a man in the household. You know, like the fight or flight in a man is more flight than fight. A woman fuss, he's gone. Anything he don't like, he's gone. He get overwhelmed, the family's too much, the pressure of it, he's gone. And it's not to say that a man is soft, but it's generational bondage. If he saw his daddy do it and he saw his grandfather do it, you can't expect better.
Yeah, how do you break the cycle?
Time. You gotta dedicate it. Like time. Show your son. You know, like a lot of men will be talking and they'll be like, hey, go meet your mama. No, let him listen. You shouldn't be talking about nothing that your son can't hear. You know, like it's just bottom line, time. If you restore the roles in the household, and it's not the 60s where women just stay in the house and take care of the kids and do it. Like, no, man, times is different. That woman need a break. You know, the man need a break. Like these kids, man, they need a joint effort. They need to see examples of love.
Yeah, she might have a hell of a career that's bringing in a lot of money to the house.
Exactly. So if she got a full-time job and work a 12-hour shift, just because you work a 16-hour shift, you know, twisting wrenches and she's at the doctor's office, it don't make the jobs different. Like if the clothes are dirty, man, wash them. She done took the kids a shower. Or, you know, if she took the kids a shower and they got a pack of meat on the stove, well, season it and cook it. It's a team effort. So if kids got more examples of love and structure and they got a present father at home, then that's how you change society. It's nothing else that can change it but inside the household. If you raise up good people and you add good people to the world, that's how you change the world. I don't care how many seminars you give. I don't care how many motivational speeches you give. You can't do nothing until you change the things that you have control over.
You can only change your own world before the rest of the world changes, right?
Right. You can only control the things that you have control over.
And being present is an easy one.
Being present is the easiest thing. So my answer to a lot of things is time. How do you get so good at mechanic work? Time. You know, how do you get good at music? Time. Everything happens over time. And it goes back to our first conversation. If people would just let things be what they need to be, and it'd be good. Don't speed up the process. Timing is everything.
Right. You can't skip steps.
Can't. You can't make a flower bloom at night. If you do, it's just going to die in the morning.
Do you think that's because like we're kind of in this instant gratification world where like you get anything just at the touch of a button, that there's no patience anymore in society?
This dude here cooking with grease. So the instant gratification, like why you think they keep adding all these features to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter? It's for more like you got guys that don't get likes. So if you don't get likes, well now you can look at your story and see, oh, I got 200 views. You know? They creating ways to spoil people and to keep people glued. So anything that's on the internet, that's how they control us. The algorithm of the internet controls us. Recently, I'm an information junkie. I was on TikTok and they had a link, but they're saying like, man, like in China, they got a whole different version of TikTok.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Like they sell us the one with the twerking videos and all the dumb accidents and stuff like that. But their kids got a bunch of do-it-yourself projects.
Yeah, STEM, science. Yeah.
I seen it.
So it's like, man, you don't really think like this internet is poison. It's poison. Like, it's really poison, bro. This stuff controls society. So that's why I'm just kind of being more mindful of what I'm putting out there. So if you look at my Instagram like y'all have been doing, all right, man, I don't post nothing vulgar on there. It's a bunch of outdoor stuff, pictures of my family, birthday parties, you know, sentimental moments and stuff like that. It's a scrapbook. I show my highlight reels. I don't need to be on there reposting sad memes and stuff like that. Why am I adding to something that's already bad? You're beating a dead horse. I want to be somebody that contribute positive things to the world. So if a kid look at me and ain't got no hope, and he look at me and be like, man, I know where that dude come from. And it's like, I can do that. I mean, look at him. We come from the same spot, same neighborhood, same school, all that. And look at him. I can do it. I always said I wanted life-changing money. I'm not talking about my life. Like, yeah, I'm going to make sure my family's straight. I'm doing that right now. That's my job. But when I say life-changing money, I want to be able to have enough money to walk in a restaurant and see a kid, busting tables or serving, whatever, to pay for college tuition. Like, look, man, I'm going to pay for this semester. Focus on school. Because that's the youth.
Right.
That's our future. Us, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't got no patience for grown people no more.
Right. We on the same page. Me also.
I don't. I'm not trying to fix no grown broken man. I'm not fixing no grown broken woman. The kids are you. Your son might be my doctor one day. So I can't let that kid lose hope.
Yes, Lord.
Your daughter might be my dentist one day. I can't let that kid lose hope. So that's what my mind is, man. I'm all about the youth. All about them.
Yes, sir. Well, we might as well wrap this one up because we touched on some.
I got one more, Pakman. And I want you to answer it too after he answers. So you talk about living off the lands, and this is obviously not a real premise. Probably. But let's say it happens. Zombie apocalypse, right? What are you doing, and how long do you think you're living?
I'm gonna rock out, bro. Oh man, look, bro. I'm my boy Booty said I'm gonna die shooting back, bro. Niggas going bad. Like I promise you, something like that, bro. You probably see me smiling. Like you'll probably see me smiling, slaughtering stuff. Like
all these dumbass grown adults getting what's coming to them.
Man,
you sitting there.
It's
nice and comfy.
It's going down, bro. Like stuff like that, I ain't worried about that, man. Like you gotta bring it.
But you go into like a secluded plot of lands, Where are you calling home base? Home base
is gonna be family property. I think we're like 20-something acres, but like it's ducked off. It's in the country, and
Doomsday bunker.
It's one way in, one way out. They got a pond with a bunch of fish in it. I got my alligator snapping turtles, my baby. I got my hunting dogs over there. So that's what we gonna play that home base.
Yeah, as long as the animals don't become zombies.
Oh man, I don't want to have to shoot Jimmy Red, bro. Jimmy Red, shout out to him. That's my pit bull, the one I'm always posting.
Mm-hmm.
When my son be riding on and stuff.
Yeah, I like him.
Man, that pit bull got some patience, and that's a fighting dog, man.
Oh, I see. I like him.
He's a fight. He was like when I first got him, bro. He fought everything, females, like the air. Like he just had no understanding. I gave this dog a job, hog hunting, and after that, everything didn't matter. I can put him in a dog kennel with another male dog, and he just ain't worried about it. I gave him a job, and nothing else matters. My son, you seen the other day, my son riding him.
Yep.
He just nonchalantly don't care. My son grab his tongue. He don't snap at him, nothing. It just whatever. But Jimmy Red turned into a zombie, bro. It's gonna be hard, and I'm gonna just let him bite me, bro. I'm not taking out my dog, man.
Jimmy Red might have to go.
All right, Pakman, what are you doing for the zombie apocalypse?
My take on it. That's why I had this guy as a guest, Mr. Mobile Joe, because I wanted him to talk about this.
You going to his house?
No, indeed. I'm trained for that. My dad trained me for that. I know how to hunt. I know how to fish.
My boy's straight.
I know how to grow anything. I don't shoot sideways. I know how to shoot and aim. I probably can kill you with a slingshot if needed be. So if the zombie apocalypse come, I pray it doesn't, but I'm trained for it, and I'm training my kids for that also. Because like I said, that's why I have this guy as the guest on the show, Carter, because what he does is hold close to my heart. I think every man, needs to have some of those traits.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man.
So what he does, like I said, is close to my heart because I was raised the same way.
I like it, bro. I like it.
So.
Good answer. Some deep topics, man. I like this, bro. These some deep topics. Like, I like it.
You have to train. Now, let me ask you this before we get off of air. How important it is to teach your old lady and your kids how to use a weapon properly?
Bruh, it's like mandatory, especially with all this sex trafficking and everything. Like, man, I get anxiety. Like, whenever my girl be places by herself, like it's just, man, bruh, I don't know what I would do. It happens so fast, man. Like, it happens so fast. They need to know how to use tasers, knives. They need to know where to put them knives. Like, they need to know is very important because things happen so fast. And then people really take that for granted. Like, they don't understand, like, how dangerous of a time we living in. Like, just to say, if your girl take the same route to work every day and, they know things like that. Or just to say they got to do their work, You know, he might be mentally screwed up. And he follow your girl to the car in the parking tower. She don't know how to use the weapon that you bought her. She's in trouble. You know, a man is not going to always be with his family 24/7. You just can't. It's not permissible. You have to provide. So you have to be away. But while you're away, your woman need to know what to do in situations like that. Especially with them babies, man.
It's also like being prepared before the situation even happens. Kind of what you were just touching on. Like, you know, social media is not going anywhere.
No.
But you know, people posting them like where they work on social media, where they're going. You know, check-in location, like all those things. Just an open invitation to potential harassment.
Bro, why you saying that, man? One of my hunting buddies, man. I ain't gonna say his name, but he was like he a guru. He know how to kill some stuff. But he was like, hey man, don't post that picture with me and you in that spot when we was. I was like, why? He's like, turn your location off. He said, you know, better yet, screenshot the picture because they can look up your location. I was like, huh? He's like, yeah, screenshot the picture so they can't ping your location off the picture on the Facebook. I was like, bro, boy, you just taught me something. So basically, if you take a picture, like if I take a picture right here, some way, shape, or form, it's gonna tell you exactly why I took the picture.
Yeah, it's pinging off a tower.
I didn't know that. They said you can find it on Facebook.
Yeah, that I know that's like, I don't know if you've seen that documentary, Don't Fuck with Cats.
No, I never seen
it. It was these wild like internet sleuths go like they saw some guy was potentially abusing a bunch of cats, and he like moved from somewhere else to like almost from the US, like Russia or something, or Canada to Russia or somewhere. But they just by like tracking like little individual photos of his, and they like pieced together like and helped the police actually find this man and arrest him like thousands of miles of like where he was. It's a wild documentary that just shows you the power of like the individual with just the internet.
Right. Man, these phones, bro, it's tracking devices. Everything you do, every app you use, man, it's all tracking devices. That's why I don't understand why dudes try to hustle on the internet. Like, that's an indictment waiting to happen. Like, what are you doing?
Well, they're doing it for clout. They have no clientele. And dudes do a lot of things just to entice a woman. But
Bruh,
that's a guy who doesn't know himself.
Said it. Yeah,
don't know himself.
Amen.
They want, you know, I look at it, it's an ego thing. You want everybody to know, quote unquote, I am this so-say figure when you're not.
I'm him.
Yeah,
I'm him.
But you're not him. Because if you was him, everyone would know. And you don't need validation from everybody to be him.
Man, I could tell you, like, on that topic right there, bro. Me growing up around Snoogie, D, you know, Newman, all them boys, Cousin Will, you know, Rob. Like, just in the hood environment, period. Like, I ain't grew up around these new age hustlers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up around people that you didn't know they hustled.
Right.
They was in the hood all day. They wouldn't catch plays in front of kids. They wouldn't catch plays in front of women. They wouldn't do nothing in front of nobody. They had respect of what they was doing. You know, they wouldn't even hustle out their mama house. These days, man, they just disrespectful. I think it's so disrespectful, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Whenever you got a dude that sit there, live in his mama house, nice house in a subdivision, you got to go pick up your product out of subdivision. This dude got his own room. You hustling out a 2-story house. That's disrespectful to your parents.
Really?
Like, what are you hustling for? You got a credit card and allowance. So it goes back to what you're saying about clout, man. I think people do a lot of things for the wrong, like there's just the wrong reasons, man.
Clout is the #1 drug.
Man, it's a drug. Attention is a drug.
I think clout is killing more people than fentanyl.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
My personal opinion.
Man, yes. The flashy clothes, the flashy jewelry. Man, I done watch dudes spend their last on shoes and clothes. You know, and they ain't got enough money to fix their car. And I'm like, bro, I just seen you on the ground with the money spread up the arm, you know what I'm saying, with the Balenciagas on your
All it was 1,020s.
But
50-20s.
But it's just to say, like, your priorities, bro. Like,
right.
You had like $1,200-$1,300 worth of clothes on, and I just need $350 from you.
That was fake clothes.
I mean,
it's all with the clout. But don't let them fool you.
But the image you
that was
$500
or 1,020s as some bootleg designer.
And
they can't fool me. I'm hip to it. I'm from the old school.
Let me tell you like this.
They can't fool me.
I'm not a judgmental person. I don't look at nobody no different. But it really, like, it just shocks me. Like, man, like, I thought you had it. So it really makes me more comfortable with myself. Like, man, because that internet will play a trick on you. It'll make you feel like you're not doing enough. Looking at somebody in Dubai, you know what I'm saying? He's like, man, damn, I work every day. I can't afford to go to Dubai. But you're not understanding, Man, this dude work on a pipeline and stay with his grandma. He don't pay no bills.
Right.
He could do that. You know, these girls be sitting here like, feeling like they ain't doing enough because they see these women, these quote-unquote fitness trainers with these banging bodies. It's like, man, she went to the Dominican and got that body done, and now she promoting fitness. Like, baby, she ain't work for that.
Right.
You good. You got kids. You got a career. Like, chill out. You comparing yourself to something that's not real. And I feel like that's what the internet does to all of us. Even me being a strong-minded person, I got to get off of that stuff sometimes.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I got to get off of that
For a
stuff
while.
sometimes.
Like, I don't be liking what they be promoting
Like
on that.
when I talked to you earlier, I was telling you, like, man, I'm not really rocking with that right now. Like, I'm on some other stuff right now. It's because, man, you gotta like really get away from that. Cause what you looking at, it's gonna pollute your brain. It's gonna cloud your brain. You get off of that stuff and you start paying attention to what really matters.
And it's not real life.
It's not real. It's not reality.
It's a funhouse mirror.
It's a bunch of highlight reels, man.
Yeah, I just saw in some article on the Jay Shetty podcast. Kevin Hart said it's not heroin, it's not cocaine. Fame is the biggest drug.
It is.
Oh yeah,
it is.
Same thing with like clout. You know, fame chasing.
Oh yeah.
Attention seeking.
Fame is the grandpa and clout is the daddy. Is the son. Mobile Joe won't do it, but God forgives. Pakman James don't. Anybody that's spreading that money on their arm and wearing that fake designer, y'all some monkeys. Y'all some clowns, my baby.
Oh.
Y'all need to stop doing that. No one cares. Y'all trying to entice these old bullshit hoes.
Right.
And trying to make people think y'all got it and y'all don't have a fuck. It's 2023. Please stop with the buffoonery.
Now look, I gotta admit, one time I'm trying to think, where did I go, man? I went somewhere and I had a blast, man. And it was for a birthday weekend. Oh, my little brother, man. My little brother birthday weekend, bro. I did me a little money spread right quick just because I was having a good time.
Right.
I got caught up in the moment.
Well, Joe, you get a pass. It wasn't, you was having fun.
Oh, yeah,
The
man.
guys that normally does this, that's for some recognition.
I already know, man.
You know.
I'm just teasing, bro.
That's for the recognition. Well, I'm Pakman James. We have the magnificent Mobile Joe and the extraordinary Carter Seminole. And this is the Poker Room Podcast, and we're out.
This podcast is part of the Acadiana Cast Network. Go to acadianacast.com for more locally sourced content.